What's the harshest way a false accusation changed your life? If you'd asked me a year ago, I would have told you my students were my whole world. I coached the debate team, remembered everyone's birthdays, and gave out extra snacks to kids who forgot lunch. I felt like I was making a difference, one day at a time, but that all ended when I got a message from the principal saying, "Come to my office right now." To this day, I get the same uneasy feeling when I remember how bad my hands were sweating as I walked past the rows of lockers. Once I got to her office, the principal sat behind her desk, her face pale and barely meeting my eyes. "There's been an accusation," she said. "A student claims you touched her inappropriately." The world spun. I tried to speak, but my mouth was dry. "Who? I don't understand." She wouldn't tell me and just handed me a suspension letter saying the student is going to sue if I don't get fired immediately, and they don't want a ruined reputation. I had to pack my things and leave. Every teacher in the lounge stared like I was contagious. I heard someone whisper, "I always thought he was too friendly." My hands shook the whole way home, and I didn't sleep that night. I read the messages online, and all the parents were saying I should rot in jail. My mom even called me crying, asking how she managed to raise such a filthy son, and I tried to explain to her that this was all a lie, but she didn't believe me. I kept replaying every student interaction, trying to figure out where I went wrong, and the guilt was eating me alive, even though I knew I was innocent. 2 weeks later, I got a message from a quiet kid in my class named Jimmy. The message read, "Mr. Ryans, I know who started the rumor." It was Julia. She was mad you kicked her off the debate team. I stared at my screen, and my heart was pounding with relief as I realized this might not be the end for me. I spoke to Jimmy, and he said that he and a few others had found texts proving the whole thing was made up. It wasn't until Julia was told she would lose her scholarship if everything got investigated, and they found out that she was lying, that she owned up to starting the rumor. They showed the principal everything, and it took days for the school to clear my name. But the moment I went back to work, nothing had changed. People just looked away, and my reputation was broken. Well, one night, I ran into my accuser at the grocery store while she was shopping with her mom, and she couldn't meet my eyes. Her mom, on the other hand, kept sneaking quick glances at me, but they seemed harmless. I walked over to the next aisle because I didn't want to be seen around this girl. But before I knew it, her mom was walking towards me quickly. I flinched as I thought she was about to rock me, but before I knew it, her arms were wrapped around me, and she was crying. "I am so sorry my daughter ruined your life. We didn't raise her to be this way, and I don't know what got into her." I stood there frozen in shock at the fact that I was actually getting an apology from this woman, but it felt good knowing someone whose opinion mattered was genuinely on my side. A couple of days later, Julia ended up getting taken out of school and was sent to a psych center to be evaluated. Her parents wanted to teach her a lesson about lying.